Welcome everyone. Today's video is not just about learning English. It's about transforming the way your mind works. Most people try to learn English by memorizing grammar rules, word lists, or complicated textbooks. They spend years learning English but still can't speak fluently. Why? Because their mind is still thinking in their native language. They're still translating every sentence in their head. They're still scared to speak out loud. They still stop and freeze when someone talks fast. That's not a language problem. That's a brain problem. The truth is, your English will never become fluent until your mind becomes English. Today, I will help you reprogram your mind, step by step. So you stop thinking in your own language and start thinking directly in English. So you don't just learn English. You begin to live in English. You begin to feel it, dream in it, speak it with confidence. This video is for every learner who feels stuck, who understands English but can't speak fluently, who knows the words but struggles to use them in real life, who feels like English is trapped inside their head and they just can't let it out. If that's you, you're in the right place. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to build your English mind from the inside out. And if you're serious about improving your English every day, subscribe now. This channel is made for you. Let's begin. Tip 1. Understand the real problem. Your mind was not trained for English. Before you try to fix your English, you must first understand why you're struggling. And it's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're not smart. It's not even because your grammar is bad. It's because your mind is not trained to think in English. Let's go deeper. Your brain is a habit machine. From the time you were born, your brain has been programmed in your native language, sentence structures, sounds, expressions, and emotions. All are wired in your mother tongue. So what happens when you start learning English? Your brain treats it like an outsider. It feels like a second system. It feels fake, forced, difficult, and unnatural. That's why you translate every sentence in your head. That's why you pause and hesitate before speaking. That's why listening feels like a storm of fast, unclear words, because your mind is still running on your first operating system. Let me give you an example. Imagine your brain is like a phone. You have one main language app that's been running since birth. And now you're trying to install a new app, English. But instead of deleting the old system or fully switching, you keep using both together. And every time you open the English app, your brain still uses the old system in the background. So even if you know the English words, your brain doesn't trust them. It doesn't know how to think with them. It keeps going back to what it knows. Your mother tongue. That's why you feel stuck. That's why fluency feels far away. Because the problem is not your English. It's your thinking. Now listen carefully. And remember this for life. The biggest block to English fluency is not lack of words. It's the mind that doesn't know how to use them. You don't need to learn 10,000 new words. You need to train your mind to use 1,000 words like a native. Tip 2. Repetition builds the English circuit, not variety. If you want to build your English mind, you must stop chasing variety and start building repetition. Let me explain something that will change the way you learn forever. When you scroll through Instagram or YouTube Shorts and watch 20 different English tips in 10 minutes, your brain gets excited. You feel like you're learning. You feel like you're becoming fluent. But that's an illusion. You're not building fluency. You're building confusion. Your mind doesn't grow through variety. It grows through repetition. Your brain is like a muscle. And just like you can't get strong by lifting 100 different weights once, you can't build fluency by listening to 100 different English tips once. You need to lift the same sentence again and again until your brain absorbs it, owns it, and feels it. Start with just one simple sentence like, "Can you help me?" "I'm not sure what you mean." "I'll be there in 5 minutes." Now, instead of learning 10 more new sentences, repeat just this one sentence 20 to 30 times. Say it while walking. Say it in the mirror. Say it while washing dishes. Say it in different tones. Serious, casual, funny. Say it so many times that your mouth can say it without your brain even thinking. This is not boring. This is brain training. Here's what happens inside your brain. Every time you repeat that one sentence, your brain strengthens the neural pathway connected to that sentence. And soon, it becomes part of your automatic thinking, just like your native language. This is exactly how babies learn. They hear the same phrases again and again until those words become part of their identity. You must treat English the same way. Repeat simple sentences so often that they become automatic. Then build from there. Start with one. Master it. Then move to the next. This is how fluency is built. One solid brick at a time. Don't try to learn everything. Try to repeat one thing until it becomes part of your thinking. That's how you build a mind that speaks English. This step alone, if practiced seriously for 30 days, can completely change your fluency. Tip 3. Train your mouth and mind together. Think while you speak. This tip is a game changer. If your goal is to build an English mind, you cannot separate thinking from speaking. They must be trained together. Because thinking in English is not just mental, it's physical. Yes, you heard that right. The way your tongue moves, the way your lips shape words, the rhythm of your breath. All of these are deeply connected to how you think. Let's do a quick test. Think of a simple sentence in your language. Now try saying it out loud in English. If you pause, stutter, or hesitate, it's not because you don't know the words. It's because your mouth and mind are not in sync. You may have learned English in your head, but your mouth is still a stranger to the language. This is why so many people understand English perfectly but still struggle to speak, because their mouth has no memory of English. So here's the solution. You must train your mouth and mind at the same time. How? Use 2 simple techniques every single day. 1. Mirror talk every morning and night. Stand in front of a mirror and speak English sentences out loud. Start with what you did today. I woke up at 7. I brushed my teeth. I had eggs for breakfast. I felt lazy, but I pushed myself. Speak like you're talking to a friend. Look at yourself. Correct your mouth movement. And most importantly, keep it real and natural. Even 5 minutes of mirror talk daily can rewire your brain to start thinking while speaking, not translating. 2. Shadowing technique, every afternoon or evening. Play a short English audio, a native speaker, a podcast, a dialogue. Now pause after each sentence and repeat exactly what they said, mimicking the tone, speed, and rhythm. Don't just copy the words, copy the energy, copy the emotion, copy the flow. This exercise does something magical. It connects your thoughts to your tongue. It helps you speak without preparing. It builds a natural link between what you hear and what you say. The more you shadow, the more your brain begins to recognize the structure of English in real time. Not as a translation project, but as a living conversation. You don't become fluent by thinking more. You become fluent by speaking more, with awareness. If you do this consistently for 30 days, you will notice something beautiful. You will start thinking in English without trying. You will speak without translating. You will feel like a new version of yourself, one who lives and breathes English. And that's exactly how you start building an English mind. By merging your thoughts and your mouth into one powerful system. This is not magic. It's repetition. It's speaking. It's commitment. And it works. Tip 4. Surround your mind with English. Make English the air you breathe. If you want to build an English mind, you must immerse your brain in English every day. Think about how you learned your first language. Did you sit down with a textbook? Did you memorize verbs and nouns first? No, you lived in the language. Your brain heard it all day. From your parents, your friends, your school, your neighborhood, your TV, your culture. You didn't have to study your first language. It surrounded you like air, and your brain absorbed it automatically. That's the secret. Your brain learns best through environment, not just effort. So now the question is, how can you create the same experience for English? How can you build a world where your brain starts treating English as normal, as natural as home? Step 1. Change your digital environment. Your phone is your closest friend. You check it 100 times a day. That's 100 opportunities for your brain to get input. So change your phone's language to English. Change your app settings to English. Follow English-speaking creators on YouTube. Watch content in English, but not just for study. Watch it for life, for fun, for meaning. Let English become the background music of your mind. Instead of watching a video in your language about cooking, watch it in English. Even if you don't understand every word, your brain is listening. It's learning tone, rhythm, emotion, vocabulary, and context. That's how a child learns. That's how your brain wants to learn. Step 2. Talk to yourself in English while doing chores. When you're alone, cleaning your room, cooking food, walking somewhere, start talking to yourself in English. Don't worry about mistakes. Don't try to be perfect. Just say what you're doing. I'm cleaning my desk. Now I need to find my keys. I'm making coffee. I'm feeling tired today. But I have to stay focused. You are not practicing grammar here. You are training your brain to think in English. Every time you describe what you're doing, you're telling your brain, this is how we speak now. This is our new language. Do this every day. And soon, you won't need to force it. Your brain will begin to speak English to you automatically. That's the moment fluency begins. Step 3. Build a micro-English universe around you. If possible, find English-speaking podcasts to listen to while commuting or walking. Keep a small English notebook by your bed. Write 3 sentences every night before sleeping, about your day, your feelings, or your plans. Stick Post-it notes around your house in English. On the mirror. Smile, you're amazing. On the fridge. What's your next goal? On the wall. Think in English. This is not silly. This is how you turn your home into your classroom. If your environment speaks your native language, your brain will stay stuck in it. But if your environment begins to speak English, your brain will begin to follow. Your brain doesn't care where it learns. It cares what it hears every day. If you give it English constantly, even small doses, it will adapt. It has to. That's how the brain works. It adapts to survive. It adapts to what you give it. So give it English, not just in books, but in your lifestyle. This tip alone can change your entire relationship with English in 30 days if done seriously. Tip 5. Think in pictures, not words. Build a visual English brain. Most learners make one dangerous mistake. They try to translate everything they hear into their native language. This is the biggest enemy of fluency. When you hear the word apple, you should see an apple in your mind, not the word in your own language. When you hear she's crying, you should imagine a girl crying, not convert it into your own language, then back into English again. Why? Because your brain thinks in images, not in words. This is a fact of neuroscience. Your brain is a visual machine. It doesn't store data in long lines of text. It stores pictures, sounds, emotions, actions. That's how children learn. And that's how you need to train your English mind. Step 1. Learn English like a child. Link words to pictures. Every time you learn a new word, don't write its meaning in your language. Instead, find a picture that explains it. Use Google Images. Use your imagination. Draw it if needed. For example, word, run, air, visual, a person running on a road. Word, angry, air, visual, a red face with clenched fists. Word, cup, visual, the cup you drink from every day. Now every time you hear that word, your brain recalls the image, not the translation. This is called direct association, and it's how native speakers process language. Step 2. Watch videos without subtitles after first listen. Start with subtitles if you need to understand. But then, watch again without subtitles and try to guess meaning from the body language, the tone, the expressions. This teaches your brain to use visual context, not just words. Example, you hear someone say, "Leave me alone," and they walk away with an angry face. You didn't need a translation. The picture explained the sentence. That's what you want. That's how you train your mind to understand English directly, like a native. Step 3. Practice speaking with visual cues. Take a picture from the internet. Of a park, a street, a kitchen. Now describe what you see in English. There's a boy running. She's holding a yellow bag. It looks like evening. Maybe they're walking home. You're not just learning vocabulary. You're teaching your brain to create thoughts in English. This is fluency. This is where your brain starts thinking without the need for translation. Remember, the moment your brain starts seeing in English instead of translating is the moment your fluency begins. Stop translating. Start visualizing. Start imagining. Start seeing the world in English. This is how your brain was designed to learn. Use its natural power, and fluency will no longer be a dream. It will become your new reality. Tip 6. Break the mental wall of fear. Speak even when you're not ready. The biggest reason people don't build an English mind is not grammar, not vocabulary, not accent. It's fear. Let me say it again. Fear is the enemy of fluency. Fear of what? Fear of making mistakes. Fear of being judged. Fear of sounding stupid. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of not being fluent like others. Your English will not improve if you keep waiting to speak until you feel perfect. You will always feel a little nervous. You will always feel a little uncomfortable. And you will always make mistakes. But here's the beautiful truth. The people who become fluent are not the ones who speak correctly. They're the ones who speak bravely. Example. Imagine two students. Student A studies grammar for 5 years, watches videos, understands everything, but never speaks because they're afraid of sounding wrong. Student B makes 10 mistakes in every sentence, but speaks every day, laughs at their mistakes, keeps going, keeps practicing. After 6 months, who is more fluent? It's always student B, because English is not something you memorize. It's something you practice out loud, with your real voice in real life, with real courage. That's how the mind starts accepting English as a part of your identity. So here's the rule I want you to remember for life. Speak before you're ready, because fluency comes from action, not perfection. Whenever you feel afraid to speak, tell yourself this: I'm not here to speak perfectly. I'm here to train my mind. Every mistake is one step closer to fluency. I will never become fluent by staying silent. Silence is safe, but it kills your progress. Mistakes are scary, but they build your strength. Your mind will never accept English if you keep hiding it inside. You have to bring it outside. You have to feel the discomfort. You have to push your voice into the world, even when your heart is racing. Speak in small moments. Talk to yourself while walking. Answer imaginary questions in the mirror. Say English sentences in your head, and then out loud. Even if your voice shakes, even if you forget words, even if you feel foolish, do it anyway, because this is the moment your brain starts changing. The more you speak out loud, the more your brain starts saying, this is serious, this is real, this is who we are now. And that's when transformation begins. So if you truly want to build your English mind, don't wait for courage. Speak now, even with fear, especially with fear. That's how the strongest fluency is born. Tip 7. Use emotional triggers to remember English. Don't just learn it, feel it. This tip is for those who say, I study English, but I forget everything the next day. That's not a memory problem. That's an emotional disconnection. Let me explain. Your brain never forgets emotion. It forgets boring facts. It forgets random rules. But it remembers how something made you feel. That's why you remember your first heartbreak. That's why you remember your most embarrassing moment. That's why you remember what someone said to you years ago, because it made you feel something. Your brain is designed to protect emotional memories because they matter for survival. Now here's the secret. If you attach emotion to your English, your brain will never forget it. So instead of learning like a robot, you must learn like a human. Step 1. Add real-life emotion to each sentence you practice. Let's take a simple sentence. I don't want to go there. Now say it like a machine. No feeling, just words. You'll forget it in 1 hour, but now say it with emotion. Say it like you're scared. I don't want to go there. Say it like you're angry. I don't want to go there. Say it like you're sad. I don't want to go there. Now your brain connects it to real life. Now your brain believes it's important. Now your brain remembers it. Try this with every sentence you learn. Feel it. Say it like you're acting in a movie. Use your body, your hands, your eyes. Express the emotion fully. This is not acting class. This is deep language learning. Step 2. Connect words to your own story. Don't just memorize words from a list. Use them in your own life. Connect them to a real experience. Word, nervous. Don't just say, nervous means scared. Say, I felt nervous before my first job interview. My hands were shaking. Now your brain has a memory. Now the word is alive. Word, grateful. Instead of just learning the meaning, say, I felt grateful when my sister gave me a birthday gift. I didn't expect it. It made me cry. You just created an emotional memory, and that word will now stay in your English mind forever. Step 3. Create a feeling vocabulary journal. Every night, ask yourself, what did I feel today? Did I feel frustrated? Did I feel proud? Did I feel lazy? Did I feel hopeful? Now describe that feeling in English. I felt frustrated because I couldn't finish my work on time. I felt hopeful after watching that motivational video. You are not just learning English. You are training your mind to connect emotion plus language. The most powerful combination for long-term memory. Here's what you need to understand. Emotion is the glue of memory. If you want your English to stick, don't just study it, feel it. Learn to cry in English. Learn to laugh in English. Learn to tell your truth in English. The moment your heart enters the learning process, your brain opens up. And once your brain opens, fluency is no longer far away. Tip 8. Label your life in English. Turn your world into a classroom. Most learners think fluency is built by sitting in front of a book or watching grammar lessons on YouTube. But what they forget is this. Your brain doesn't learn just by studying. Your brain learns by seeing. Every day, every moment. And the problem is, your environment still speaks your native language. Your wall clock, your water bottle, your fan, your bed, your fridge, your door, your notebook, your phone, your mirror. All of it exists inside a mental map that is written in your mother tongue. So even if you're trying to speak in English, your brain is still surrounded by labels from your first language. And that creates a problem. It sends a mixed signal. You're trying to speak English, but your environment is pulling you back to your native language. That's why you often feel stuck between two worlds. Now here's the solution. And it's simple, but life-changing. Label your life in English. I mean, turn your environment into an English training ground. Start by labeling every object around you, with real physical paper labels, or mentally. Here's how. On the door, stick a note that says, "Door, open me." On your mirror, write, "Mirror, you look great today." On your fridge, write, "Fridge, what's inside me?" On your bed, write, "Bed, time to rest." On your study table, write, "Table, focus zone." You are not just learning vocabulary. You are training your subconscious to start seeing the world through English. You'll walk around your room and your mind will whisper, "That's a window. That's a pillow. That's my water bottle." This is how children learn their first language. They don't memorize words. They see, they use, they connect meaning with reality. Now you're doing the same, but consciously. Let's go deeper. Practice using objects in sentences. Once you've labeled things, don't stop there. Use those objects in daily sentences. Example: I placed my notebook on the table. I opened the fridge to get some cold water. I looked in the mirror and practiced my speech. I sat on the bed and started reading. These aren't just sentences, they're brain instructions. They help your mind understand that English is not a subject anymore. It's the language of your life. This simple habit of labeling your world can multiply your fluency because it creates an automatic habit loop. Every time you see an object, you think in English. And that small moment, repeated hundreds of times a day, trains your brain without stress, without study, and without fear. The best classroom is not a school. It's the life you live every day, if you learn to live it in English. Label it, speak it, live it. That's how you build a permanent English mind. Now let's move to something that can change everything about how you start your day. Tip 9. Use 5-minute brain sprints every morning. train your mind before the world does. Every morning when you wake up, your brain is at its most powerful state. It's fresh, it's empty, it's programmable. This is not a motivational idea. This is a scientific truth. Right after waking up, your subconscious mind is still active. And that's where habits are formed. But what do most learners do? They open their phone, scroll social media, read messages in their native language, think in their own language, start their day with noise, distraction, and zero focus. And then they wonder, why is my English not improving? The first 5 minutes of your day decide what language your brain will follow for the next 12 hours. So you must take control of your morning, even if just for 5 minutes, and use that time to train your English brain. I call it the English Brain Sprint. Let me walk you through it. Step by step. 5-minute morning English Brain Sprint. Minute 1. Speak 3 sentences from memory. Start with the first thought in your head and turn it into English. I just woke up. I feel sleepy. Let me drink some water. Don't worry if it's simple. What matters is that your brain starts thinking in English before anything else enters your day. Minute 2. Shadow a short. English clip. Play a 20-second English video, a podcast, a movie dialogue, anything. Repeat every sentence after the speaker, matching their speed, tone, rhythm. This activates your mouth, your ears, and your fluency reflexes. You're not just listening, you're becoming the speaker. Minute 3. Write one thought in English. Take a notebook or your phone and write a single honest thought. I have a lot to do today. I want to be more confident. I hope I stay consistent with my goals. This activates your inner voice in English, the language of your feelings. Minute 4. Record yourself. Saying something. Open your voice recorder. Speak for 30 seconds in English about your plan for the day. Today, I will go to work, study English for 30 minutes, and call my friend. Then listen to it. This teaches your brain to hear itself in English, which is essential for identity shift. Minute 5. Say 1. Powerful affirmation. Look in the mirror and say out loud, my English mind is growing stronger every day. I think clearly, I speak freely, I believe in myself. You are not just saying words, you are programming your brain, because your subconscious mind believes what you tell it, especially in the first moments of your day. Now imagine doing this for 30 days. Every morning, your first thoughts are in English. Every day, you repeat familiar phrases. Every week, your voice becomes clearer. Every month, your mind becomes fluent. Not by chance, but by choice. This is how transformation happens. Not by studying for 5 hours once, but by practicing for 5 minutes every morning. With purpose, with focus, with belief. Here's what I want you to remember. Train your brain before the world trains it for you. If you don't take control of your first thoughts, your fluency will always stay out of reach. So, tomorrow morning, no matter how busy, how tired, how distracted, give yourself 5 minutes and speak, listen, write, record, and believe, all in English. Because that's the time when your English mind is ready to grow. Tip 10. Build an English identity. Don't just learn English, become English. This is not just a language tip. This is the mindset shift that separates learners who struggle for years from those who become fluent in months. Most people try to learn English as if it's an app. They open it when they have time. They close it when life gets busy. They treat English like a subject, like a task, like a tool they use sometimes. But if you truly want to build your English mind, you must go beyond grammar, vocabulary, or even daily practice. You must create a new version of yourself, a version that doesn't just use English, but lives in English, feels in English, thinks, decides, dreams, and expresses everything in English. That is what I call your English identity. Let me explain it step by step. And by the end of this, you will see why this is the most important secret of fluency. Step 1. Understand who you are when you speak English. Right now, your English is probably just a part of you. You use it in class. You use it at work. You use it when needed. But when you stop speaking English, your real self, your native identity, takes over again. You think, feel, talk, and live in your first language. And English becomes something separate. And this separation is dangerous, because the brain never fully commits to something that doesn't feel like you. If you only use English as a tool, you will always feel like a student. You will always feel less confident. You will always feel fake, or like you're playing a role that doesn't belong to you. That's why so many learners can write perfect essays but still freeze in real conversations, because they haven't accepted English as a part of their identity. Now here's what you need to do. Start building the version of yourself who lives in English, as if it's your native voice. You don't have to erase your first language, but you must create a second self, one who is strong, confident, alive, and comfortable in English. So start today. Speak something, even if it's small. Write something, even if it's messy. Believe in yourself, even if no one else does, because your English mind is not far away. It's already inside you. Now it's time to unlock it, and never close it again. Before you leave, remember this one truth. You cannot control the world. You cannot control people. You cannot control every situation life throws at you. But you can control yourself. And the moment you learn to control your emotions, your anger no longer controls you, your fear no longer stops you, your past no longer defines you. That is real power. This is not about becoming cold or emotionless. This is about becoming calm, clear, and unbreakable, even when life is difficult. Now don't let this be just another video you watched and forgot. Practice one lesson today. Just one. And slowly, your life will start changing from the inside. And now I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments. What kind of videos do you want more? Emotional control, mental strength, English confidence, self-discipline, life psychology? Your comment helps shape the next video. And if you want more content that improves your life and your English at the same time, subscribe to this channel. Because this is not just a channel. This is a place where minds get stronger, emotions get calmer, and lives get better. Subscribe and keep growing with us.